not Joy. But if your name is Joy, I imagine weird things happen sometimes. Sometimes probably kind of annoying. When I see you, sometimes I'll sing. I've got that joy, 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 joy down in my heart.
Well, sometimes my friend Matt Riley doesn't sing and he just signs. He goes,
joyful, joyful,
no, that is my friend Jack Bloxham. He's 91 years old now, and for 40 years he's been singing to me.
That's all I know.
Yeah, that's all he knows. But you know what? When your name is Joy, people just sing to you. So today we're going to talk about when your name is Joy. Now, sometimes people sing in other languages, like my friend Ruben Odongo. This is me right here. I was in Bible school back then. Yes, believe it or not, I went to Bible school. And you know what? I learned from Ruben that my name in Swahili is Furaha. Ah, you learned something new today. Yeah, when your name is Joy, people give you knickknacks. Lots and lots of knickknacks. And just for the record, these are not mine, but just so you can get an idea of how many knickknacks I get when your name is Joy. Now, you're probably wondering why my name is Joy, and that's because my father was an American man who spoke only English, and my mom spoke only Spanish, and so, you know, don't they look cute? My dad looks like Drake, doesn't he? Or Drake's cousin. But the question was why my name is Joy, and my name is Joy because my dad used to say that I smiled at him, and yes, I smile a lot. But that's half the truth. My name is Joy because my father suffered from addiction in his youth, and he was healed. So he lived with extreme joy. He had a second chance in life. And you know what? That was the engine that propelled him. And he lived with extreme gratitude towards God. Now, that was before he met my mom. But by the time I was born, my parents were serving in Mexico City as missionaries. And that's my dad's best friend, Freddie. And they served in garbage dumps, as you can see, people collecting trash, food from the trash. And what my parents did is that they built a place where they would give free breakfast to children every morning. And you can see it here. And you cannot imagine, but this is in the middle of the garbage dump. And there were showers with fresh and clean water and clean clothes and an elementary school and a clinic, a dental clinic and a medical clinic. Isn't that amazing? You don't have to clap, it's true. Now, my parents were so in love with education. They saw it as a force that changes lives, that they built schools in different places in Mexico. And they planted those seeds in my soul. So I became a public school teacher. But this is me in the 6th grade. And as you can tell here, I am not smiling anymore. And you know what? I felt like a freak. I was super tall. I was taller than my teacher. You cannot tell in this photo, but I was so tall. Yes, my hands were huge. My feet were huge. And then I started serving in a place for people with leprosy. Look at their hands. Imagine their feet. And guess what? Every time I served them breakfast, they kissed my hands and they told me they were beautiful. So a new season started. Oh, if you can see that, speak for those who cannot speak for themselves. I became an educator and I loved it, but then I became a reporter and it became my passion, my mission, to speak for those who could not speak for themselves. And I've been doing that for about 20 years. Isn't that crazy? One of the stories that marked my life is the story of Courtney Meeks. She died, but when I met her, she was pregnant, she was homeless. She taught me about homelessness, how it's different for women, about addiction, how it's different for women. And now we jump to the story of immigration, a story that is a constant in the lives of Texans. And you know what? When you see this train right here and this beautiful photo that my friend Sandra Dada took, This is the train called La Bestia, where migrants jump in central Mexico, and it brings them all the way to the gates of the promised land. But not all of them make it. This woman right here, Daria Vera, if you don't know her story, it's another story that marked my life. She defied the federal government with her body. If you don't know what I'm talking about, search her up. It's a great story. Now, for 20 years, I've been doing this, telling you stories in English, in Spanish, but those stories not just happen, you know, it's about listening, it's about connecting with people, it's about telling others what's going on, and I've learned a whole bunch from Texans from all corners of the state. Now, these two are the love of my life, my precious kids who deserve the world, but let's face it, the last 2 years have been hell. Can a preacher's kid say hell? I mean, the pandemic, social injustice, I got COVID. What in the world? During those days of COVID, my son got COVID too, but during those days of COVID with the muscle aches and the panic of not being able to breathe, I decided that my life needed a change. And I thought, if I live, I want to live a life of service. Look at this photo and tell me what it tells you. To me, this photo is telling those in power in Texas that they have forgotten that they were hired to be public servants. My name is Joy, and I believe what Texas needs is joy.